Financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Now's the time to schedule your air conditioner service check with Bryant. Make sure it's ready to keep you cool and comfortable when you really need it. Call Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, 467-1111.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot. In the afternoon high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, a low around 63. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies, be breezy and warm. In the afternoon high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, caption telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
Nebraska is changing, and the decisions we make today will define what's next. The Nebraska Chamber Foundation has uncovered powerful insights about our state's strengths and opportunities. But this data only matters when it leads to action. That's why we've launched Go Big Future, a campaign to put these insights into the hands of leaders, communities, and decision makers across this great state. Our future won't just happen by accident. We must build it together. Visit gobigfuture.com to learn more.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
After the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. But they explained everything before it happened. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner, $199 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 10652 assignee, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7626.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating,
and Electrical.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arboraxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It is a Wednesday here on The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you. No AD today, as AD is exploring the Big Easy, as we remember that is the nickname of New Orleans, as AD's down there. He will be back on Friday. He flies back tomorrow, but we will obviously be out there at Cedars from 9 to 11 a.m. tomorrow for our Give to Lincoln Day. Make sure you feel free to stop on by. Give to Lincoln Day is tomorrow, May 28th, and we are going to be at Cedars at 66th and Pioneers all morning and early afternoon, and they'd appreciate your donation to givetolincoln.com. On behalf of the Lincoln Community Foundation in 2024, Cedars asked for your help to build something special, which was the Cedars Activity Center, and it's now a real thing and a great space for kids, all because of you and your support. In the last year, Cedars served 2,615 kids and families and provided over 121,500 nights of care. You can help keep Cedars going with your donation today, which you can do now or wait until tomorrow on Give to Lincoln Day. Go online, givetolincoln.com. As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys. Got a lot of stuff to get to throughout the course of the show today. AD is obviously not here. And so for hour number one of the show, we are joined by my man, it's Rudy. Rudy, what's up, dude?
Nothing much. I mean, I'm chilling right now. Had a long weekend, a lot of baseball, a lot of softball, so that was fun. But I mean, now we got an important day tomorrow and Give to Lincoln Day, so it's exciting times here. I'm very hyped up.
Well, here's the thing, Rudy. So Rudy, this is the first time I think you and I have been able to be on air together.
I think so, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So, and for like an actual show and not for like a special thing, right? So here's the thing. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We're going to talk college baseball. We're going to talk college softball. Obviously, Nebraska baseball. I just had a great conversation with Lance Harvell of Nebraska baseball in the last segment of early break there. But on top of that, I'll be making my way down to Oklahoma City here later today or early tomorrow for the Women's College World Series. And it was funny, Rudy, I was booking my hotel and stuff, and I looked at, so the way that it works for a lot of media members is basically the NCAA or whoever is hosting the tournament. When I went down to Arlington and did the Meiji Bank Classic or whatever the Nebraska baseball participated in February, same thing, right? There's always media hotels that are offered to media members, and you basically all stay with everybody. Nice. Here's the thing. The block of rooms goes from this Thursday, which is the night day. I'm getting down there, obviously. This Thursday till the following Saturday, because the national championship series is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. And I'm thinking to myself, man, it might be a Nebraska softball is in a spot to where, because of their success, it might be like a 11-day trip down in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I agree. I think, especially like trying to be in your shoes, just thinking about that, like, on one hand, it sounds like a lot of days, but on the other hand, you're going to be in a whole new city and state. So,
it's unreal, man.
I'm sure you'll be having fun.
Here's the thing, Rudy. Here's the deal, man. Like, so Nebraska softball, I don't know if anybody else has looked at the weather for it. There's severe, like, rain Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday down in Oklahoma City. There's a chance that, so I was kind of looking at the radar and then also watching some Oklahoma City news, because they're talking about it. And obviously they know that the Women's College World Series is coming down there. And they were talking, like, expect delays on Thursday and Friday. So who knows what that's going to do to the schedule, but we're looking forward to it, and it's going to be a good time. I do want to shout out, and if AD were here, he would be yelling at me, though, because for what I'm about to do. But I want to shout out. There's a local business here in Lincoln that, so I don't dry clean a lot of my clothes, Rudy. I don't know. Do you wear clothes that get dry cleaned?
Probably not. No.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm actually going to give, for the first time ever, an intentional free shout out. I'm gonna say it one time or maybe twice, that because this is the type of stuff I do want to mention. And we on Give to Lincoln, we talk about the Lincoln community, we talk about Lincoln businesses, and 402-464-5685. Feel free to reach out with any thoughts or comments on today's show with for Rudy and I. But a couple of days ago, I took all of my dress clothes, my nice clothes, jackets, stuff like that, everything to Starcrest Cleaners, which for the folks that don't know is over on 14th maybe that's 27th and Pine Lake. And so I show up to Starcrest, and I'm like, hey, can I get these back by Wednesday? Because later today I have a luncheon that I need the sport coat for up in Omaha. And I was like, hey, would I be able to get these back by Wednesday? Like, oh, no worries at all. They'll be taken care of. I get a call last night from Starcrest Cleaners. And they're like, hey, look, Nick, our boiler broke. We can't do anything right now. We can't get these to you till Thursday. And they're like, we know you needed them by 11 a.m. tomorrow. We can't make it happen. I was like, that's fine. I'll come pick them up. We're good. 15 minutes later, I get another phone call.
Okay.
Rudy, they took my clothes to another dry cleaner, and they're like, hey, everything's taken care of. We've applied a credit to your account. Don't worry about this one. We took it to a competing dry cleaner company, and they said, we're gonna just go ahead and take care of it for you. Wow. They'll be ready to go by 11 a.m. Rudy, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, this is extra customer service.
Yeah.
This goes beyond bare minimum of being a decent ran organization. And so for that, I said, they obviously don't know that I do rate. Like, they don't know that we're on the radio, that we could talk about this. But dude, all I'm saying, Pete Ferguson just said Starcrest is solid, 100%.
Nice.
And you know what? Sure, it is out of their control that some of their system broke or whatever happened. I'm not in that world, so I don't really know what it matters or whatever. But here's the deal, man. Like, the fact that they were like, you know what? Hey, this is where it's going to be. We took them to a competitor, and they're going to be done by 11 a.m. tomorrow that you need them for. We're good. And on top of it, they apply a credit to my account. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit here, and I am not taking my clothes anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, just because this is out of your control, but because you went the extra mile, you got my business from
Oh,
here
yeah.
on out.
I think if AD were here, he'd be talking a little bit about the Nick Sainert experience of walking through life with a little more success than other people. So good job for you.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, good job.
Rudy, we're not having this conversation.
More Nick luxuries on air. That's awesome.
No,
but that is great. I mean, and obviously they value customers, which is great. So I mean, that's exciting. And then of course people talk about that. Like you now, if I ever need to go to dry cleaners, I'm not
saying.
that old yet, I don't think. But when I get there, I think that'll be at the top of the list. So,
Whoa. Time out. Rudy, we are 3 years apart.
yeah, a lot happens in 3 years though.
What do you expect to have happen in 3 years that you haven't experienced
You just
yet?
experienced more things than I have. That's all. Like when you think about it, you're able to take that first sip of alcohol. I was still in high school. That's all.
Well, yeah, but now you're here.
Yeah. Now we're kind of in the same pool.
We
I guess, but
bond
still.
over a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
Rudy.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, are we really doing this right now? You're
Yeah.
coming
no,
after me?
No, I'm with you, I guess.
So we get some text, 402-464-5685. Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Feel free to reach out to us. You can also reach out to us on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable Channel 961. We'll get to Huskers baseball in just a moment. Eric says, listen to Nick over here on his high horse. I don't know how it's on my high horse. Eric, you're out of line always. Pete Ferguson says, the real question is, why do you only have one sport coat? I have multiple. They are all getting taken care of. And I probably should have planned a little bit better than to take it all at once. But, you live and you learn, and hindsight's 2020. Shock Dog 21 says, I only go to Starcrest, the best customer service in town. This is what I'm saying. We're not going to stay on this long, right? Because no free shots. We all know that. But Hazelbear says, does AD ever work? He's working down in New Orleans. That's why he's got to fly down. He did say, and in case anybody missed it, early in the start of the show, he claimed that he never, or that he told me that he was flying out on Wednesday. We checked the receipts, and he never showed. And he did come on the air in a minute, but it was later in the show, and so I just wanted to hear back about it. Eric follows up with, LOL, I just got back in my truck and didn't even hear the story. I just assume you're in the wrong. It's always great to have that, Eric. Once again, 464-5685, the phone number to call and text there. So yeah, busy week upcoming. We will have you guys taken care of for pregame, postgame shows, reaction, interviews, conversations, really good stuff over not only Nebraska softball down in Oklahoma City. They got Arkansas tomorrow night, 8:30. Later today, there is some media availability for Nebraska softball down in OKC. They also have practice at 5 p.m. But once again, kind of TBD, just be prepared for delays or pushbacks or, them potentially starting games the next day and they play Friday. Who knows what can happen? You guys saw it this last weekend at Bowlin Stadium with Nebraska softball. So who knows what's going to be on the horizon. But here in Lincoln, Nebraska baseball, obviously playing a big series, big regional against South Dakota State on Friday. And then they play the winner or loser of Ole Miss and Arizona State. Rudy, I want to get your thoughts on this because I started to dive into it with AD yesterday. But then we kind of got off on a sidebar, shocking, right? That as somebody that's played college ball like yourself, the conversation of who do you start game one is always such a popular topic because Nebraska is in a spot to where their most consistent arm this year, I would say most consistent, in addition to Jay Sean Unger coming out of the bullpen, has been Carson Yassa. Yeah. He's got the best stuff, especially in a starting role, I would say. He's got the best stuff. You talk about what MLB scouts are saying and that Carson Yassa could potentially be a top 5 or 5 to 8 round pick in the Major League Baseball draft. Like this is Nebraska's dude.
Yeah.
And even though he didn't start out the season in the Friday night role, once he's kind of moved into it, he's been much more efficient and he's also answered the call, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest question for a lot of Husker fans, and thankfully we aren't in Will Bolt and Rob Childress' shoes right now, is do you start Yassa game one or do you save him for a potential game 2 against Ole Miss, Arizona State? I don't know where you land. I think I've firmly planted my feet in a side, and I want to hear your take first and why, okay. and then we can go back and forth. Obviously,
I obviously if Yassa's been your guy all, like at least for a majority of the season, like you're saying on the Friday nights, on paper, then I think that sounds great. I also think Blackowitz is coming off of a great start against Oregon too, so I think that's going to hold some weight in there too.
And people aren't talking about that.
Yeah.
Because Blackowitz went out there against Oregon and at one point had more strikeouts. He had 10, or I think he had 9 Ks in the middle innings. It's not like Nebraska. Sure, the scoreboard didn't end great, but Nebraska's bullpen wasn't necessarily the most effective, and it wasn't all Blackowitz's fault. Like at some point, when you're down 2-0 or 1-0, I think Lance Harvell would tell you this. You need the bats to wake up. Like you just need the bats to do their job.
Yeah, because if you're looking at it, Blackowitz, he went 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 9 Ks. Like on any given day, that's if the Husker offense is what we've expected it to be, go out there even 4 runs, 1 run's good enough to beat anybody. Like if you would have put up some offense there, like that start looks a lot better. But I mean,
exactly.
I think either way you roll with it. I wouldn't hate throwing Blackowitz out there simply because he is coming off of a great start, even if the loss was there. But you also don't want to mess with that mojo of like these are your guys who have gotten you kind of there, and then the idea that you're playing for a second game in postseason baseball. And obviously, there's going to be a second game regardless. But I think trying to save some of your guys for certain games doesn't work out all the time. I think we've seen that at times too.
Well, and like this is a text we just got from 5876. It says put Horn back out and start him against South Dakota State. He used to be your number 1. And I get the sentiment and the argument behind that. The other, I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. Do you want to treat it differently? Like, do you want to change your mentality? And this is where I do lean on the stuff and your thought process and your strategy, both in-game, pre-game, post-game. Lean on what got you here. Like, lean on the fact that Nebraska is the 13th seed in the NCAA regionals. They're hosting a regional for the first time since 2008. Like, lean on what got you there and to that point. And in my mind, you need to treat the South Dakota State game as it's a Friday night matchup against a Big Ten opponent. I understand that the name on the jersey is going to look different. I understand that the record is not there. If we want to get into the whole RPI discussion, I get that they're, middle 200s, right? Which I should mention, like, that's why I don't like the umbrella narrative as I go on a side tangent here. Like the umbrella narrative that this regional is easy because it has the second lowest average RPI. Understand that at the end of the day, when you have 3 teams that are probably top 35 in the RPI in Nebraska, Ole Miss, and then Arizona State, and then you average that out with a team that's in the middle 200s, of course, that average number is going to drop significantly and make it look a lot, quote unquote, easier than it is. So like, before we get on and talk about how this is the easiest regional because the metrics say so, understand why it's being classified metric wise as one of the easier regionals. Now, back to that this is why I lean on, you got to start Yassa game 1.
Yeah.
This is why you have to start him. Now, in an ideal perfect world, and should Nebraska have enough confidence to sit out there and go, hey, look, there's been midweeks where we started Price Bender and we've been able to beat Creighton. There's been midweeks where we've chosen to start Cooper Katsky and we've taken care of business. There's been weeks where we've started Gavin Blackowitz early in the year and Nebraska's been able to take care of business. But this is a massive week for Nebraska baseball. This is your chance to not only improve your national respect this weekend and for this season, but also for seasons to come. And if you need any explanation of that, like look at the way that the college baseball committee talks about, frankly, SEC and Big 12 teams versus the way that they talk about Big 10 teams. Now, we can talk about the TV contracts, but ultimately they've put in the groundwork to have respect, Rudy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think just going on to that Big Ten baseball idea here, like when I was covering the Big Ten baseball tournament, I was in some pressers and everything, and I think you're starting to see that, like, the committee kind of has to start realizing the Big Ten baseball is at least not maybe on the exact level of the SEC just yet or the Big 12, but they're definitely respectable baseball to the point where these teams are out there doing great things. Like, you think about it, Oregon a couple years ago wasn't that scary of a baseball program. Now they're going toe-to-toe with the number 1 team in the country, and again, the number 1 team in the country is in the Big Ten. And so I just think, like, the Big Ten is getting maybe a little more respect than they've been at, but not as much as the other schools are for whatever the reason may be, but they're getting there. And I'm just thinking, like, back to this weekend now, if you go out there, you get your first win, whether it's Yasa on the mound or whoever it is, I think that one win is going to at least, hopefully, catapult you with some momentum going into game 2. So I would like to see our best guy out there going game 1, regardless of who they're playing, like you're saying, is what I think that's where I'd land on right now,
Well,
too.
I think for Nebraska, there's I don't want to say there's no margin for error, but ultimately, like, you just got to have the same approach, frankly, in my mind, that you had in the Big Ten tournament. I also, I will admit, like, I'm using past experiences and the way that Will Bolt has strategized in years past. I'm using that to gather my thoughts of what I expect to happen on Friday for Nebraska, because every single year when Nebraska's made the regionals, now they haven't been in a spot to where they're hosting, and they haven't been in a spot to where they're playing a team that has a significant under 500 record. So the situation might be a little bit different, but I would imagine that the strategy sometimes, for the most part, stays the same. And when you look at what Nebraska did back in 2021, what did they do when they played Northeastern? They started their number 1. What did they do in 2023 when they played down in Stillwater? They started Brett Sears against the Florida Gators. They're number 1 in Big Ten Pitcher of the Year. Same thing happened last year in Chapel Hill, like against Oklahoma. I say all of that because there's a significant advantage, and I know people made fun of me yesterday when I said this because it's palm to the forehead, duh, Nick moment. But there's a significant advantage when you start 1-0. And then on top of it, you start 2-0. And it's like there's all season long, you just say, hey, guys, we need dudes to step up and do their job. But this weekend, Rudy, and you get it, you've played in postseason tournaments and stuff. Like, that's the mantra now more than ever, is Nebraska's staff, whether that's a combination of Rob Childress and Will Bolt, whether you want to talk offensively and you're talking Lance Harvell and Coach Sirianni and Will Bolt in that as well. Like, from a pitching standpoint, this weekend, you're going to need dudes like like Clevenger, and you're going to need guys like Caleb Clark and Hara Hill and Price Bender to step up and, frankly, probably be a little bit better than they've been the entirety of the season. Because the narrative can be, Rudy, go out there and get us 3 outs. Go out there and get us 6. Like, don't look at it bigger or make it bigger than it needs to be. Simplify it. Get some outs, throw some strikes, let your defense work, allow the home crowd to propel you as well with the adrenaline and the energy. And then offensively, same thing can be said. Like, your number gets called in a pinch hit situation, like, all right, Trey Fikes, we need you. Preston Freeman, go do your job. And so now more than ever going into this weekend, Rudy, like that's the mantra for these guys. And so when we have these conversations of like, who do you start game 1? And what's that mean for game 2? And what's that mean for game 3? What if Nebraska gets to game 3 on Sunday? Well, that's great, but they got to game 3 because they were able to shove in game 1 and 2, right? And so go out there and do your job and then worry about game 2 when game 2 is about to happen.
Yeah, I think, too, like going back to your momentum thing of winning game 1, you win game 1, then that second game, your back's not against the wall as much. As soon as you take that first loss, like I'm not even going to say their mentality would shift at all because I would hope it wouldn't, but you're at least playing these games a little, not on edge, but you know what's kind of at stake if you take another loss anywhere else. And it's like, I think getting that first win is definitely going to propel them. So I think that's why I'm rolling with throw your best guy no matter what. And like you're saying, at some point, our best guys aren't going to be available on the mound at least because that's just how baseball is going to work. You're not going to be able to throw back-to-back days. But as long as you can get the production from everybody, and I think that was kind of the thing that stood out this past weekend at the Big Ten was that that Oregon game just was not a complete game from top to bottom. Like they didn't have guys who were used to seeing production, didn't get production from many guys at all. And so I think if you can get that at least as your main point of focus going into this week of top to bottom, everyone's got to be locked in. And I'm not saying they weren't, but when your number's called, like you're saying, just be ready for it, whether it is pinch hitting, whether it's bullpen. Like as long as you can just make the moment about what the moment is at that moment, then I think you'd be fine. And again, it's going to be a big weekend. You're going to have the crowd packed out there, and I don't think it's going to mess with them at all. But just being able to understand it's the same game you've been playing all season, and you've been doing everything right up until this point. So just kind of flushing, I think, this past Saturday is going to be a good idea for him, too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, and frankly, Nebraska's done a decent job of being able to flush games. Yeah. Like, I was telling AD yesterday and talking to him about it, like, after the Ohio State sweep, what did Nebraska do? They routed off 6 in a row. They swept Iowa, and then they were able to sweep Minnesota. Like, and the Minnesota series was not pretty, but they found a way to get it done. This week, like, we're past you're hosting. We're past the style points. We're past we're past all of that. Like, the committee's already made their choice. You're in, you're hosting, and frankly, ESPN's sending their number one broadcast crew, Carl Ravitch and Kyle Peterson here. Now, KP lives in Omaha and does stuff obviously for the College World Series, but this is their crew.
Yeah.
Right. And so, switch on a side note, how cool is that? The like ESPN for Nebraska softball, like brought their number one crew here. Same thing for Nebraska baseball and hosting the regional. And so, number one, that tells you about what could potentially happen this weekend. Number two, it tells you about the depth that this regional has, mainly from teams 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the storylines that are there. I just think that for Nebraska baseball, and we can continue this on the other side here, because there is a lot of excitement in the air, and rightfully so. Nebraska, they get to choose, since they are the host, they get to choose whether or not they wanted to play at 3 p.m. or whether they wanted to play at 8 p.m. They chose the afternoon game. Like, this is this stuff there. We can dive in deeper to strategy and stuff, and I can talk to DP about this in hour 2, because DP is going to join me for that second hour. But I think that for me, like, started off with Yasa, go to work, and then, as any manager does, Will Bolt's done it 1,000 times, right? And much more than I have, right? So he'd be able to have the best opinion on this, is that if you get into a spot, because pitch count does matter in weekends like this, that if you get into a spot to where, hey, Yasa is at, let's say, 50 pitches and Nebraska's got a 7-0 lead or a 6-0 lead, like, sure, maybe you do pull him and you say, hey, we want him to be available in some sort of role on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Like there's those types of conversations that will happen mid-game. But guess what? In order to get a 5, 6, 7 type of lead, you're going to need to jump on South Dakota State early. And so, like, you hope that all of that kind of works, synonymously and together, I suppose. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a break now. We'll step aside. When we come back, we might continue this conversation on the other side. There's a couple of texts that I definitely want to get to. Cubsker had a text. Also, Willie Bloomquist, who is the Arizona State's manager, had an interesting quote over the weekend as well, once he found out where Arizona State was going. We'll dive into all that as we continue to talk about that. We'll talk Nebraska softball, getting ready for the Women's College World Series. Nebraska basketball, this also might have slipped under the radar yesterday. Nebraska basketball hired a new strength and conditioning coach as they replaced Kurt Joseph. Kurt Joseph, obviously, on his way to the New Orleans Pelicans to be the leader of the strength and conditioning department there for the NBA Pelicans team. So that kind of shows up in throughout the course of the show coming up as well. And we'll continue to prep you for Give to Lincoln Day tomorrow, all day here on 93.7 The Ticket. He's Rudy. I'm Nick. AD is out today. He'll be back with me on Friday. But for now, let's take a break. When we come back, more Husker softball conversation as well as Husker baseball, as both those teams prepare for some massive matchups here in the next 48 hours. We'll step aside. The drive continues next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner. $199 per month. Lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10650 to assigning. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Hey, this is Jay Foreman, the host of Old School, 3 to 6 p.m. here at 93.7 The Ticket. And one of my favorite things to do is come down and meet all the fans before and after as they cheer on our beloved Huskers.
This message is brought to you by the Downtown Lincoln Association and 93.7 The Ticket.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet. And GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Koppel family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot. In the afternoon high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, a low around 63. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies, be breezy and warm. In the afternoon high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, caption telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived.
Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Every day, kids arrive at Cedars because they have nowhere else to turn. No safe place to sleep, no stable adult to rely on. Cedars is here because this community shows up. This Give to Lincoln Day, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Giving is open through Thursday. Please give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Is The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com on a Wednesday. Nick Sainert, Rudy Grizz back with you here in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line open for you guys, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Cable TV channel 961. Shout out to all of our friends that I just mentioned there, and shout out to our good friend as this segment is sponsored by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Make sure you give Jack a call today, 402-421-9100. Jack been a well-respected representative since 1999. He can help you protect all those things that matter most to you. Once again, that phone number, 402-421-9100. You can visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln and or in Seward today. All right, Rudy. As we are both baseball guys, I wanted to continue not only the Husker conversation at some point in this 9 o'clock hour, we will, but I wanted to branch off here because this was something that came up during conference tournament time, was the automatic balls and strikes system, where for the non-baseball or just the casual fans out there, they might know that, hey, Major League Baseball started using the ABS system, automatic balls and strikes system, this year, and where basically each team gets 2 challenges, and if the challenge is successful, you retain your challenge. If it's unsuccessful, you don't, obviously, and you lose it. But teams are having to be pretty selective of when they use challenges, even at the major league level, because guess what? You don't want to get to the 9th inning, you get rung up to end the game, and you're out of challenges on a ball that might have been an inch or 2 off the plate. However, something unique happened this last weekend in the SEC baseball tournament, where the SEC conference used ABS because the ballpark that they played in down in Hoover had ABS. Now, for context purposes, ABS uses 9 different cameras. So when we talk about financial investment, that it's probably not realistic that college baseball will ever get this in the regular season level. But maybe this is something that we see Charles Schwab Field and the College World Series here in a couple of weeks implement. We've had conversations about that. Carrick Jackson, who is the head coach of the Missouri Tigers, after he played and actually beat Ole Miss, Missouri beat Ole Miss in the first round of the SEC tournament. He was asked, "Hey, how did you guys approach ABS? Did you tell your team, hey, it's free reign to challenge? Did you approach your team and tell them, hey, there's no challenges at all?" Ole Miss was challenge happy, and they were out of their challenges by the end of the 2nd inning. Nice. However, because they got him incorrect. Now, what Carrick Jackson said, and I thought that this was really, really interesting, and I just wanted to play it for everybody, when he was asked on Missouri's approach to ABS in the SEC baseball tournament. Here's what the manager, Carrick Jackson, had to say. It starts off with a question, and then he talks about his approach to it. And especially towards the end, I think there's a very, very interesting nugget.
Today, was that the same way for your hitters, or did you guys kind of have some conversations beforehand about situations and things like that when you really felt like they could take advantage?
It was absolutely not the same for our hitters. so even when Pierre challenged there at the end, like it was at the end, so I really didn't say too much, but I want to be like, hey, come on now, like some of the stuff you swing at, I'm not giving you free reign to be able to tell me what's a ball and a strike. But no, we talked to our hitters. I put up a actual little placard, a little board in the dugout of saying, hey, these are the situations that we will challenge. These are when we want to challenge these situations, but more importantly, I will let you know before you go to the plate if in your at bat you have the ability to challenge. And so I think that was the best way to go about it. Now, what we did last weekend at Texas was to prepare them for that and to give them some, I guess, insight on their own ability to challenge. We told them last weekend, hey, if you want to challenge, tap your thigh. And so we charted every pitch. When they tapped their thigh, we asterisked that pitch. Then we went back and looked, and I think we were 0 for 5. So that just made my case for me, like, nah, we're not going to give you free reign just to go out and make challenges.
I thought that was really interesting from him, especially that last note. And I apologize about the background noise because obviously they're at the SEC tournament at this time. But Rudy, man, I thought that was so interesting because those are the types of things that, frankly, coaches before the SEC tournament had to worry about. But then the proactive thinking as well shows us a little bit of an inside look of like, hey, this weekend, if you want to challenge something, we'll go ahead and chart it. I mean, we know this. Every pitch is charted, every pitch is recorded, and it's taken back for analytical, research, I suppose. But hey, if you want to challenge a pitch, tap your thigh. They go back. They looked at him, and Missouri went 0 for 5. And I thought that was, I mean, just once again, an inside look to, what managers have to think about.
Yeah, I think the whole game plan is smart because I think like at Westland we have a facility off campus that we work out at, and they're well off, so we had ABS there, and so like obviously we're never going to use that in a real game situation, especially at the D3 level. Like we're not blind to that fact, and I'm glad. But we were there, and I'm someone who I've always felt like I'm very smart with the strike zone and what's going to be a ball or a strike. And so we're there, and like there are some pitches where I was taking them, and they were probably like half an inch off the plate, and I was like, oh wow, like I'm better than that. Like that's great. And then there was somewhere I was like, oh, that's not there, and it's right on the paint. So I think as a hitter, especially, like you kind of have a different angle on the strike zone sometimes, just from where you're at. You're facing straight, which I always thought was just cool about baseball. You're never facing the pitcher really, but everything like you have it at a different angle. So I understand why the catcher and why the pitchers when they're on defense have more of a free reign, if you will, with that. But I think it's cool how they at least give them the chance to try to get to see if they are able to call their own, and if not, then you're not. But I also thought it was interesting that the SEC's ABS plate was 19 inches wide and the MLB's is 17.
Yeah,
and then I believe that their vertically was like 6 to 7 inches larger, is what I'm reading here, than the MLB standard. So I thought that was interesting. I think we saw that too this weekend, where there was some pitches where the catcher was tapping his helmet trying to get a strike call, and it was a strike on the ABS. But you go back and look, and it's like, oh, that thing is low. But they made the strike zone bigger. I'm not too sure what the thought process was with that, but I definitely think that was interesting. And then they also gave the teams 3 challenges instead of 2 in the major. So I thought they went about it like a very interesting like approach to it. So I thought that was cool, but it is cool to see when people think they're right and they're wrong. I'm a fan of that.
Well, it's incredible because it allows the human element to stay a part of the game, right? But it also allows, frankly, it allows you the chance to not be able to complain.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can't complain after the game on getting rung up on a strike 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning when if you challenged it and it was still unsuccessful, like the truth, right? You can't complain about this stuff. And so I think for baseball, who's trying to find that happy medium between, all right, how do we appeal to the new age fans while also respecting and honoring the older fans, like the established fans, I'd say, because like I would look at myself as like a older fan in this. Obviously not by age, probably 25 years old, but like in terms of the type of baseball I enjoy. I enjoy the 2-0 duels. Like I love that stuff. The new age new age baseball fans, they love the home runs, they love the extra base hits, they love the velocity. There's something I love, Rudy, about a pitcher being able to be on the mound and just shove with command and control. And there was a really interesting point that Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal made a couple of weeks ago. I was listening to them on a podcast, and they were talking about the difference between control and command. And it's really interesting. And I just thought that they were talking about, hey, on what day do you know you have your best stuff? On what day do you know, hey, and the ability to command the zone rather than just control a pitch or two is dramatically different for some of those guys. I think it also showcases the difference between MLB dudes and even just college baseball players.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a significant step from high school to college, and then there's even potentially more of a dramatic step between college and major league talent.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes from everything from not only ability on the field, but also IQ off the field and in situations like a batter's box when you're facing 95 consistently from the right or left side. So I thought this was interesting. I wanted a reason to play that clip. I thought that was really, really fascinating from Carrick Jackson, the Missouri manager, to where he talked about, look, we were trying to be proactive. The guys can think, hey, this is a strike, and they can think that they know the zone as well as anybody. But you know what? What's a better way to prove them that they don't than charting the week before and they go 0 for 5. I thought that was really, really interesting stuff, and the look kind of behind the scenes to it. So there you have it. College baseball will probably never use ABS. It takes 9 different cameras, and trying to get, Mercer or Campbell, some of those mid-majors to invest in that, it might be more difficult than some other places, obviously. But ultimately, we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if we eventually see it at the College World Series, though.
Yeah.
On a stage like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Even with some more conference tournaments, maybe too, because a lot of these conference tournaments are played at like you're saying, bigger ballparks, or at least more established and credible ballparks. So that'd be pretty cool to see. I liked it, but I just didn't like how much they changed the dimensions of it all. Was my biggest thing. But I mean, it was cool. I like seeing these guys being wrong sometimes.
I like. Why are you so anti? Are you just an unhappy person right now?
No. I just think it's interesting because I think a lot of the baseball players, they kind of get a bad look, such as, just off the top of my head, Jazz Chisholm's one of them, where it's like these guys are kind of just prima donnas, whatever it is, and then they go out there, tap their helmet, and it's a clear strike, and it's like, okay, these guys are just complaining to complain. So I love seeing those guys wrong. Not everybody, but like Dalton Rushing from the Dodgers too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that clip. Someone challenges a pitch on him, and he's telling the catcher, like, dude, that's a ball, and it's a clear strike. And it's like just like you're not as right as you think you are. Yes, I like seeing them be humbled on these calls.
Okay.
I don't like them being wrong. I like them being humble from
there it is.
Some of these guys.
There it is. No, Texas needs to be humbled.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They did bad in the SEC tournament, so
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We'll
meet up in Omaha.
We'll find out about that. We'll take a break. When we come back, we close out the 9 o'clock hour with Rudy. DP will join me to start the 10 o'clock hour, and we'll take you through the 10 a.m. hour here on The Drive. Once again, Nick Stannard, he's Rudy. We'll be right back here on The Drive 93.7, The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Dana Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Dana Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Dana Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot. In the afternoon high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, a low around 63. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies, be breezy and warm. In the afternoon high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly? Or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2% for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering, with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet GMC and Chevrolet, and GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Couple family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Every day, kids arrive at Cedars because they have nowhere else to turn. No safe place to sleep, no stable adult to rely on. Cedars is here because this community shows up. This Give to Lincoln Day, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Giving is open through Thursday. Please give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Spring sports are here, and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's The Drive. We're wrapping up the 9 o'clock hour here with Rudy. I'm Nick Sainert. As DP will join me for hour 2 of the show. We'll definitely talk a lot of Women's College World Series with DP. DP will probably join me down at Oklahoma City at some point this weekend. And so we'll have plenty to talk about as Nebraska gets ready for Arkansas on Thursday night. And then we'll see if they play the winner or loser of UCLA and Alabama. That is the side of the bracket that Nebraska is matched up on. Now, Rudy, you are a San Antonio guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to gauge your welfare right now.
Okay.
Oklahoma City knocks off San Antonio last night. Game 6 is in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Are you concerned?
I would say no, simply because it's been the narrative all season with the Thunder that the refs are very whistle happy when they come to them. And there was some calls last night that not even me as a Spurs fan, just me as a basketball watcher, were just absurd that those whistles were getting blown last night. So that plays into it. And then they're going to be back home in San Antonio. That home court advantage is one that, especially during the postseason, people tend to maybe overlook.
I don't know. Look at sure. Overlook.
Yeah, but I think that crowd is going to help. I think Wemby, he didn't answer any media questions last night, which he hasn't done all season, I believe.
He's locked on there.
Yeah,
he's locked in.
That dude is very dangerous. He's 7 foot something. He can play like Steph Curry. So I'm excited. I think that they'll figure it out. It's going to go into 7. Wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you'll be able to catch game 7 if you're there.
I was just going to say, Saturday night, 7 p.m. is game 7 of Spurs Thunder.
I'll let you borrow my Wemby jersey for it if you go.
I don't know if I need that.
You're going to need it. Because then they're going to win it. Everyone's going to be like, wow, this guy knew what he was talking about. And then now you might get jumped out there, but we might have some fans that want to hear that. So, I mean, I'd let you borrow it if you need.
Come on. Why are you coming at me?
I'd let you borrow it if you need. But no, they're taking it.
I think, anyway, here's what I'd say. I was casually watching the NBA playoffs last night. What I was much more intently focused on the NHL.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was telling AD this a couple weeks ago. There has not been a Stanley Cup playoffs that I've been more locked in on than this year's.
Yeah.
Vegas swept the Avs last night. Avs were able to obviously get there because they beat the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
But the Vegas sweeping the Avs. Now, Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar have not been 100%. Have you watched any hockey?
I was until the Dallas Stars got out. So then my interest dropped.
Because I was going to say, dude, like you come across as a big hockey guy.
I wouldn't say big. I've gotten into it over the last couple of years. It's definitely, I'm more of like similar to my feelings about baseball. I love baseball. Am I going to watch 162 games of the Blue Jays? Probably not.
Oh,
I won't. I'm sorry. Especially when they start playing bad, guys are hurt. So I'll follow along maybe more towards the middle part of the season till the end for baseball, obviously. But for hockey, I'm more just strictly postseason. I'm a bandwagoner for my Dallas Stars. I won't lie. I'm a fair weather fan when it comes to the Stars. But I've learned to respect hockey and enjoy it a lot more lately.
But locked in on the Lincoln Stars.
Oh, no, the Dallas Stars.
Saying locked. You're locked on the Lincoln Stars.
I've been to a couple games, so yeah. I need to go to more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Post baseball now. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time.
Now
to
I got more time.
It's time to fully invest in golf,
mm-hmm.
and it's time to fully invest in the Lincoln Stars.
I'll do it. Those games I love when they get packed out and it's respectfully $2 beer night. Those are the nights that I show up, and those are the nights that there's a good chance I might end up on the ice on some of those nights. But.
IQ Cruz says typical Rudy.
Oh God,
bringing up the refs is excuse number 1.
What? How's that? It's the truth, and that's all. SGA got, I want to say, like 50-something% of his points from the free throw line yesterday. So embarrassing.
Don't foul him.
It's hard when he's jumping into Wemby's lap mid-game. I don't know.
Rudy, thanks for joining me, man.
Of course.
There he is. That's Rudy. Don't go anywhere. DP joins me for hour 2. Mm-hmm. Husker softball conversation on the other side. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov. or call 1-800-526-0017.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas, and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And electrical.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
It's on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. It's hour 2 of the show here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you. Thanks to Rudy for joining us in hour number 1. Joining us in hour number 2, it's Derek Pearson. DP, what's up?
It is a gorgeous day in Lincoln.
It's a gorgeous day in Lincoln. As always, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys. The Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Cable Channel 961. All places for you guys to get in touch with us here on the show. A lot of Husker baseball conversation in hour number 1. Hour 2, we might dive back into it just as 2 baseball guys, DP. But first, we have to talk about Nebraska softball. Nebraska softball getting ready to make the trip south. They flew in yesterday. They will practice tonight at 5 p.m. down in Oklahoma City. DP, Nebraska, Arkansas tomorrow night. Now, we're hoping the rain stays away, but there's a good chance that you and I are spending the next week or so in Oklahoma City because this team might have what it takes to go the distance.
Yeah, I have some connection to Arkansas softball.
Okay.
One of my goddaughters was a star there, Hannah McEwen, daughter of a former Redskin tight end, Craig McEwen. And that's how I was brought into it. And we followed her through Arkansas and then met the coach, their recruiting coordinator. So I understand how they do business down there and the level in which they take and respect hog softball.
Yeah.
Like it's a real thing as well. We think of the baseball program, but I'm not sure that the softball fans aren't as passionate as the baseball fans, or maybe more so. The fans that love, think about it this way. At PBA, the fan base for women's basketball has a different passion level than basketball. Basketball is a general pool sort of thing. Basketball fanatics, women's basketball fanatics are deep. We saw some of it at Bowling this past week.
Yes.
That the alumni base, I ran into some alumni that were having dinner in the Haymarket. I actually have a couple that live in the building, a couple of alumni that live in the building I live in, and it's just spectacular to see the passion. Arkansas loves their softball. Nebraska loves their softball. As Coach Rovell said here on the ticket on the early break yesterday, that if you just remove the names, the stats tell similar stories. And you're now in execution phase. Like this is, forget about all the hype and all the hype's not even necessary. That every team left is exceptional. Exceptional. Like they have different personality profiles, but they all win, and they now have won in critical state. They won a regional, they won a super regional, and they beat some people to do it. here we go.
Because that's part of the conversation, right? Is when we go into regionals and when we're talking about it, it's okay. Can they take the next step? And frankly, for a team like in Nebraska's case, where the pressure is on you, Nebraska baseball is probably experiencing some of it this weekend to where you're the host school. Like you are expected. You've done the work, the hay's in the barn, so to say, for what you did in the regular season. But now you have potentially at minimum 2 games left. Like you could be done in 2 games. Like Nebraska baseball slips up this weekend, they could be done playing by Saturday morning.
Well, I don't think here's what happens in tournament play and late season play.
Mm-hmm.
You remove all of the other, and all you talk about it's a Coach Ravel-ism. Win the pitch.
Yeah,
you can get caught up thinking about all the peripheral stuff, all the fan base stuff, all the travel, all of the pomp and circumstance of the College World Series. But the reality is you got to win a pitch. And the more you think about the pitch, the less you can think about the other stuff.
Yeah.
That single ability to lock it and focus on the next pitch. I said it as a coach and as a player, if I was thinking about anything but next pitch, I had already lost.
It's one of my favorite things that I was ever told by a coach was keep routine. And I find that so interesting because at multiple levels, obviously at the high school level, even at youth level, high school, college, and then on a stage like this. Like it is, we saw it at state baseball last week where it's like teams that are able to keep the routine, but then the teams more so that aren't, that's a lot of times what separates you on this stage.
Yeah, don't make any pitch bigger than it is, but win the pitch.
Yeah.
Like it becomes, are you able to, you watch the collapse of Oklahoma State, and it wasn't from lack of talent. It was in 3 critical plays in game 1. Somebody blinked. Somebody blinked and was disconnected to the mission. And then in game 2, quite frankly, somebody exhaled and gave up 2 late bombs. Like that's really what it was.
Yeah.
Like somebody exhaled. They wanted to pull somebody off the bench. That pitcher. So the media area was right above the Oklahoma State bullpen.
Yes.
And here's what I was noticing. There were 2 moments throughout that 3 days where I kind of said, okay, this is Nebraska's to win. 1, I kept noticing in the warm-ups that the Oklahoma State outfielders weren't seeing the ball and they weren't communicating. So I kept thinking they're going to go to shades at some point. No, they never did. Cost them.
Yeah.
Cost them. Then the other thing was Ruby Malin was fully stacked in this thing. She was ready and prepared. But the pitchers behind her, when they went into the bullpen, there was some nervousness. There was some discomfort. And you'd have thought they weren't used to being called in big situation to go in and handle business. There was some real nerves happening.
Well, on the other side of that, let's look at Nebraska. And I think that's why we feel so confident in saying Nebraska's prepared for this stage, is because we can talk offensively in a moment, but more so in the circle and then what's around those in the circle. That's what is so much different than what it's been the last 10 years since their last Women's College World Series berth.
Yeah, I mean, and I tend to college sports, when you talk about program, it's rare to have a 30-year coach to establish a program. So some things can be consistent. But what has also happened with Coach Ravel is that she has, in fact, adapted.
Yeah.
She has been fluid in the game. The way the game was played 10 years ago and the type of athlete that was 10 years ago. Listen, Lori Sipple throwing a no-hitter, it's a different world, but she's adapted.
Yeah.
And she teaches the young players what she knows, but she's adapted to the way the game is played now, and that's in play. You also have to think about how good this Nebraska team is up the middle. And when I say good up the middle, they rarely cough in this thing up the middle. I mean, Hannah Cord, center field, you talk about lockdown.
Yeah.
Shut it down, man. Shut it down. If you talk about that Cannon's in, if you want to sit in the middle of the field, plays that need to be made, that late inning closing double play ball almost shouldn't have happened. But they were a step. They were both a step in the adjustment, and it made the play simple. To call it a routine double play It's never routine, and they made it look simple.
I think what people sometimes forget also is Nebraska has been really good in softball, obviously, but now they've taken a step up. Like, we forget Caitlin Kaneda was the Big Ten Freshman of the Year a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And Camdenson comes in and takes over at second base, rightfully so. Ava Cusack is solid at short.
Yep.
Overall, I think that's what's been so much fun to watch. You talk about Rhonda Ravel's ability to develop. I remember having her on the show a couple of years ago. It was when Billy Andrews started to lead off, and she changed Billy Andrews into the leadoff spot instead of the traditional 3-4 cleanup hitter type of role.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember asking her, hey, why did you make the choice to move Billy Andrews, who at that point had the record for most home runs in a single season for Nebraska? And she goes, well, look, that we're going to right out of the gate give the opposing pitcher a decision to make. You're either going to walk her and you're going to have a base runner on base with nobody out to start the game, or you're going to go ahead and pitch to her, and we feel pretty confident in her ability to get on base every single time.
Yep.
And now you look at what they're able to do with Jordy at the top and why Jordy hits leadoff. It's the same sort of philosophy. But 10 years ago, we see it in Major League Baseball. The power hitter is now hitting the 2 spot.
Well, it's the Ohtani factor.
Bingo. It's different nowadays, but the ability to adapt.
Right. And to understand how difficult that is.
Yeah.
Being a quality leadoff hitter. And again, the games always evolve. Baseball has evolved. You went through the power hitter. The leadoff hitter used to be the slap hitter with speed.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a change in that thing with Bobby Bonds, right? To be the first guy who will give you 20 in the leadoff spot. Then you get into the Ricky Henderson, Brady Anderson sort of deal. Kenny Lofton had a moment where he said, you know what? I can hit with power too. Ichiro said, I'm a great average hitter, but if I decided to hit 20 bombs, there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
The game evolves and your ability to evolve with it. And then to say, you know what? You're going to put Aaron Judge top of the lineup. You're going to put Shohei at the top of the lineup. I'm going to make – you don't want to waste at bats.
Yeah.
And that if you turn the line over late in a critical game, who do you want at the plate? You may not want. You want a guy that can get you one run with a swing of a bat. They have that in softball now. That's a big part of it. That Jordy Fromm is now going to take more at bats a game than anybody else in that lineup, and that is exactly how you want it.
Yeah, I think another last before we get to break in a couple of minutes. I think another thing you look at is the experience that Nebraska's going into Oklahoma City with, and we talked Hannah Core, and we talk obviously Jordy's the big one, but up and down the lineup. I mean, even the Camens and sisters from their time at Arkansas. And then on top of that, Hannah Core has experience in Oklahoma City, and Jordy has experience and success in Oklahoma City. Is there a difference in your mind between just being there and then having success there?
Both matter. Both matter. But here's the thing. You don't know what your place in that is until you're there.
Sure.
You would think, I mean, Nick, if I'd asked you 5 years ago, okay, I'm going to throw you in the middle of the lineup, and here's what I'm going to expect.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some angst, but what you would think is that your preparation, your mannerisms, your thought process will fit in that space.
Yeah.
Right? So then you have to trust the coach to believe that, you know what, that coach sees this in me and it should work. Then you just have to experience some success in it. Listen, to say this about Arkansas and why I thought this was the most interesting of the pairings that could have happened. They are as well unique at home, 29-3 at home. They're 11-6 away from home. That's a pretty good number when you're talking about this is a 47-win team. So this is really good. 15-9 in the SEC, 7-2 on neutral sites. So being familiar doesn't necessarily play for them. It's not absolutely necessary. The same can be said for the Huskers. Look, I like the matchups on either side. It's fair. It's equal. Listen, the Jordy Fromm factor on both sides of the ball certainly are an advantage. Because the rest of the rosters you could swap and you could say they were fair and balanced. I think Fromm's a difference maker. Also, Coach Ravel. So those are things that I think are different. I thought it was the difference against Oklahoma State. I think it is also the difference against Arkansas.
Arkansas making their first appearance in the Women's College World Series in program history as well tomorrow night when they face off against the Huskers. That game's scheduled for 8:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN2. The first 2 games of the day will be on ESPN. The second 2 games of the evening and afternoon and evening are going to be on ESPN2.
Did you peek at the weather?
I was just about to say the rain. I'm not necessarily confident in Nebraska getting their game in tomorrow night, especially when on the weather sites say expect delays for the softball tournament. That's what it said on
They're literally
AccuWeather.
telling you. Yeah,
it's like, well, they know it's coming. But here's the deal: Friday doesn't look that much better, and Saturday I think is where it starts to be a little more sunny. But
there's still isolated storms on Saturday.
Yeah, and then like Monday and Tuesday of next week, it's thunderstorms as well. So who knows what the schedule will hold.
I will see you Saturday.
I hope. Hopefully, Nebraska's played a game by then.
Yeah, hopefully
right?
it's not game one.
Hopefully, Nebraska's played a game by then. When you look at Arkansas, they got. I mean, the ability and the difference that having a second arm in the circle can make is dramatic. Obviously, Jordy's a big part of it. I mean, Alexis Jensen is going to be just as valuable, right? And being able to go out and tell Alexis, hey, get us 4 or 5 innings and let us turn it over. What they've done all year long, right? The strategy, I would imagine, and the approach does not change, where it's, hey, then we'll turn it over to Jordy and tell, give one of the most successful and dominant pitchers in college softball history the ability to go get us 2 innings. And we feel pretty good about Nebraska's chances in that situation. Arkansas, similar there. Peyton Burnham, a 1.9 earned run average, 14-3 on the year. Robin Herron is a 2.09 ERA, 16-6 record on the season. So a couple of dominant arms, but really propelled Arkansas against Duke in their super regional win, the offense, right? So naturally the matchup of Nebraska, whoever they throw in the circle against the hot hitters, multiple players, 4 of them, I believe, last time I looked, double-digit home runs for Arkansas. So, this is best on best, and here we go.
We've seen that. Here's the thing with Nebraska. You've seen that before.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, wait a minute. As good as the Arkansas offense is, it's not UCLA, right? We've seen that.
It's not what you saw early in the non-con from Texas Tech, from Texas. It's not those.
But Arkansas matches. They are competitive in that space, and you're talking about one game at a time, right? You have to get the one.
Yeah.
You have to get the one, and then you deal with everything else. They've taken losses. They didn't take many bad losses. And by bad losses, I mean to teams that they shouldn't have lost to. The only one that you could say that to is maybe Missouri, where what were you doing? But the rest, you're talking about wins against Texas, wins against Oklahoma, wins against Alabama, and losses against those teams. So in fair space, Nebraska has had the better season setting up to this thing. An 11-loss team versus a 4-loss team? So
6 losses.
6-loss team.
51-6.
Right? That a 6-loss team. Those 11 losses happen for a reason. It's not just happenstance. You can't always say you have an answer. Well, Nebraska has found the answer to winning 51, 52 games.
Yeah.
There's a reason in the space. I think that's the advantage. Nebraska's seen this thing before, but then one game, 21 outs. It's who's better that day, and that's how softball works at this level.
If Nebraska can win a game in Oklahoma City this weekend, and next week, win a game in Oklahoma City this week and next week, it'll be their first win in OKC since 2002 when they had a berth in 2002. They went 0-2 in their Women's College World Series
tomorrow night, 8:30. Right?
Let's hope so.
That speak to that and understand why. I do. Okay, so I'll ask you this: where do you stand on this being a team of fate? Like, this is one of the, when you say, you know what, this appears to be one of those teams.
Yeah,
where things just
line up,
keep lining up, and the work has been done. That's why we can believe the fate. It's not like this is a bad team who got on a heater. This is a really good team who is still on a heater.
That was kind of the situation in 2013. It was a really good team. You knew they were a couple of pieces shy. But that was a team that went on the road to Oregon in that super regional in 2013 and beat the Ducks on the road, and nobody really expected them to. And I think they were the 13 seed in that tournament, right? But ultimately, for Nebraska that year, you knew they were a couple of pieces short, but they still put up a valiant effort in OKC. This year, though, you took last year's team and you still found a way to elevate it. And So when we say everything lined up, that's not like wow, we got lucky that the stars aligned. It's more of this is now the I say repercussions, that's the wrong word, but the result of everything that you've invested in the last 3 years.
Yeah, and I think Arkansas sits on that as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing, is that you have talent, but you're also developing talent. As you said, there are players on the bench who, in any other situation, any other program in the country, Alexis Jensen's the one.
Yeah.
Like, she's the one.
By a long shot.
That Kaneda would be a starter and a middle of the lineup player in any other program in the country. They have bodies. I mean, Alexis Jensen would hit in the middle of the lineup anywhere else in the country. So it becomes that thing. Casey Hoffman, middle of the lineup player. Like, she would just be 3-4, 5 anywhere else in the country. So, and then Samantha Bland. Look, if you're going to play all conference defense at third base and hit 300 and get hot in the tournament, anywhere else, she'd be the poster girl.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
It's great. I do want to always make sure we say this enough. This is much deeper too than just Jordy Fromm.
Yes.
However, on the other side of this break, I want to get into it because Jordy Fromm won the College Player of the Year award yesterday. It was announced down in Oklahoma City. We talk about that. Also, the rest of the team. Also, we have to get to Nebraska baseball at some point, so DP and I can hash that out, because he said something about taking it game by game that I want to mention and discuss with him. Nick Sainer, DP, with you here on The Drive. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Time for a new AC? Call Bryant. Get rebates now and lower operating costs every day. For comfort and efficiency, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Rick Heyman here from Sauter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sauter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sauterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner, $199 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 10,652 assignee, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Ever stare at the Hog Wild menu and feel like you just can't make up your mind because it all looks so good? Well, when I want a little bit of everything, I get a little bit of everything on Hog Wild's Smokestack Sandwich. On a butter-toasted bun, we pile on our hickory smoked beef brisket and juicy hot links. The hard part is choosing between fresh curly fries, classic baked beans, or coleslaw on the side. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Are you looking for a place to host company get-togethers, team meetings, or group events? Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln is the perfect place to host your gathering with private bays available to meet with clients while you swing the sticks and improve your game. Back 9 Golf offers traditional golf opportunities while also providing fun games and activities for non-traditional golfers on their top-of-the-line full-swing simulators. Learn about their corporate memberships today and gather your favorite groups together at Back 9 Golf in South Lincoln, just off of 14th and Pine Lake Road.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
At Cedars, we're here to make sure that kids have the safety and stability that every child deserves, where they're protected and where they feel safe. You make this possible. Today, more than ever, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Now through May 28th, make a big impact through Give to Lincoln. Give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, DP, with you here on a Wednesday, just past the 10:30 mark here on a Wednesday. Make sure you stick around. We will have plenty of conversations coming your way the rest of the day. Once again, tomorrow we will be live at Cedars starting at 6 a.m. for Give to Lincoln Day. Feel free to stop on by. If you can't stop by in person, feel free to go online, givetolincoln.com. We'll also be out at Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach in the afternoon, then back here at the station promoting some really good friends. Once again, full day of Give to Lincoln stuff coming your way tomorrow.
Yeah,
so,
Nebraska Children and Family Foundation.
Thank you.
They're going to come through. Brenda Wires was in yesterday. Lawrence Chatters was in previously. It's going to be a nice little building here. Stop through.
Jordy Fromm, your 2026 USA Collegiate Player of the Year. Now, DP, let's just start with being a little, I'm going to say immature right off the bat. How do you win the National Player of the Year, but not the Big Ten Player of the Year?
Politics.
There it is. That's all we
Politics.
needed to know.
Politics. Well, here's what happens. And a lot of people don't get that in some of these, you will say the team who wins the conference, then there's a tier system to the number of players who can be named first team, who can be named second team, who can be named honorable mention. It's not just voting. It is tiered, and then the coaches can get together and say, hey, listen, I really want this player on the first team. I will concede this award if I can get an additional player on this team, and those things happen. So I've been in those rooms where a player wins the conference player of the year and they absolutely know they're not the best player or haven't had the best year. Like there's just, It's just the way it is.
I read off Jordy's stats. This season, 20-4 record, a 114 earned run average. The strikeout to walk number is just absurd. 234 strikeouts, 30 walks on the season. And here's this write-up from Nebraska. The seniors helped Nebraska to win Big Ten regular season and tournament titles, aided NU to its 8th overall Women's College World Series appearance. Here's this. She ranks in the top 10 nationally in ERA, saves, shutouts, strikeout to walk ratio, strikeouts, and whip. Obviously a first-team All-American by Softball America and D1 Softball. She's looking to become just the 14th player ever to be named a 4-time first-team All-American when those teams are announced later today.
Yeah, I had this conversation with Harrison and Haas this weekend, and I kind of went off.
Yeah.
Because if I said that just pitching stats, remove the pitching stats, she's still all conference offensively. She's an all conference first baseman, period. Defensively with the glove, and then at the plate and on the base path.
That's even better because in the next little blurb, it says this season Fromm leads the Big Red offense with a .416 batting average and 19 home runs. If she were to hit one more home run this season, she will become the first Husker with multiple 20-plus home run seasons.
Plus a 20 home run, 20 stolen base season.
It's
a 20-win season. And a 20-win season.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really struggling to find. So Haas did the Haas thing, which was he's agitating the conversation.
Sure.
And he said, well, you have to, she's almost at Jenny Finch's level. And I said, oh no, Jenny Finch never hit 400.
Yeah.
Look, I was around for Jenny Finch. As a matter of fact, that was kind of the explosion. And as good as Jenny Finch was, again, she had 60 consecutive shutout innings or some crazy thing. And Jenny Finch was a 300 hitter. She was a 400 hitter.
Yeah.
20 bombs. Like, it's a real thing. So I said, doing it in this era of softball. And I hate getting into those, hey, the eras matter. But the eras matter. They do matter. Now, Jenny Finch dominated softball at a level that's hard to measure. Her and Kat Osterman.
I was just going to bring up
Kat Osterman, Lisa Fernandez. Those are the three that dominated softball, college softball in their era, the way you have GOAT conversations about them. The same can be said in absolution about Jordy Fromm.
That's what I was actually going to bring up Kat Osterman, obviously a pitcher from Oklahoma, for those that don't know. Because what was so great about her, she had, what's her career earnings, like 0.51. Like, it's less than a half a run. She averaged, I think, close to 15 strikeouts per 7 innings. Like, it was just astonishing numbers when she played. Career ERA for Jordy, and this unfortunately takes the one game where she played in the 2023 season where she tore her ACL right in the first game.
Yeah.
And that game she got 9 earned ERA, 9 runs allowed. With that, in that season alone, she has a career 1-2-3 earned run average.
Yeah.
1-2-3 earned run average. Her career record is 90-15. I think I have Kat Osterman's pulled up here. Kat Osterman was 136-25. Had 14 and a half strikeouts per 7 innings. She had 20 no-hitters and 85 shutouts. So I mean, it's absurd. But once again,
well, she was there, and there was Abbott, there was Finch, there was Osterman. There were a few others, but then you have to go back to the OG. I mean, listen, if you're gonna have that conversation, mention Lori Sipple, and then tell me
absolutely
that in that era how dominant she was, and then Lisa Fernandez, and say, quite frankly, when you talk GOATs of college softball, Fernandez is where the conversation starts, right? And it's a blessing to be able to watch Jordy Fromm. Like, she is a softball player. She happens to be a pitcher and a first baseman, but that you could have put her anywhere on the field and she would have played at the same level, right? You could have hit her anywhere in the order. And
that's one of the conversations I had with some friends a couple of weeks ago watching Jordy is like, would you not have confidence if you put her at center field for her to be able to play it at a high level? Would you not have confidence if you put her at the hot corner? Like, I think just the it's impossible to do this, and I'm putting you in a tough spot here, DP. Where does she rank in terms of best we've ever seen?
Softball?
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the
top 3.
Well, no, I mean, because they're offensive players, and it's what you love.
Yes, of
right.
course.
So if you ask 10 experts, each one has their own thing that matters most: runs on the board, power production, impact on games, titles, winning, all those things. And I'm a member of the club that I have 2 different discussions.
Okay.
That when you say MVP so let's say baseball, that I think that Spencer Swellenbach's season was underrated. As a pitcher, shortstop, middle of the order guy, right? That because of the added value of that. There were players on that team that are now major league all-stars and future all-stars. But what he did in that season and the impact on that season on a team that had, you talk about Bryce Matthews and Max Anderson. I mean, it's a full, you had 3-pitcher K. Povich, Kyle Perry, you had bodies. And amongst stars, he was a star. Jordy is in that conversation. If you said pitchers, certainly top 10 pitchers, then throw in the offensive stats, and there's only a handful of pitchers who had that kind of impact at the plate. So, yes, it is if there's a 10-person roll call, Jordy Fromm's name will be called, and I don't think it's long before it's called.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree.
She's not late on the list. It's, hey, here's what we're talking about.
It's not one of the fringe.
Right.
It's not a conversation.
Hey, I'm not going to throw her in. Nope.
Yeah.
No, she deserves to be. I mean, they were having the conversation about GOATs within the program. And again, you tell me what you think it's worth, but this kind of run and the impact of the run.
Yeah.
It's the impact of her time here.
That part, because frankly, in this day and age of the portal, in this day and age of so much fluidity throughout college athletics, and this is now an entire athletic department discussion.
Yeah.
Is there has not been an athlete to show up here with the expectation that she had tied to her when she got here.
She's the greatest transfer in Nebraska history.
And still exceed the expectations.
She's the greatest transfer in Nebraska history.
Absolutely.
Right? And if we did this right, wouldn't she be the North Star for how business should be done when you talk about transfers? Listen, we know the value of getting, basketball can tell you the value of finding local talent and developing it.
Yeah.
Right? And having success. Football used to live in the space with walk-ons and development programs, right? In full. And yeah, as the conversation happened yesterday, I don't know, there's a quarterback that helped win a national championship that had to transfer back in the program because it was home.
Yeah.
Right? So we know the value in it, and that could be the North Star for how business is done going forward. That if you're going to do this, you're going to have impact. And I would say this, if somebody wants to transfer and they want to transfer in here from another place, I need that pedigree. When you start talking money, hey man, show me your Jordy Ball stats. Show me your Jordy Ball ring. Show me your player of the year, your player of the year conference stuff. I need to think about that, right? That's the standard that we're talking about. Teddy Bucket, no, shame on you. Eric, shame on you. You know better. I will send you to the corner. I will send you to your corner. Just for saying that. Well, if you say junior college,
yes,
to Nebraska, I'm talking about your Division I somewhere, and you succeeded somewhere else, and then came here.
I was also talking and including players that have Nebraska connections. And
well, I don't necessarily need that.
You don't need that. Yes.
It certainly helps to swallow the medicine. Right?
Absolutely.
Right. It makes it
because like to come in with the expectations that she had of like, hey, we expect you to elevate this program to a national championship contender, and yet do that and exceed at that.
Well, I think we're missing the layup in that she had that standard.
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
That part.
It was more
that
so
part.
It was more so just, hey, let us host a regional a couple of years and get us a Super Bowl.
That part. Her thing is, here's why I came back.
Yeah.
I need for Nebraska to be the best version of Nebraska it's ever been, right? And I'm going to be the force behind it. Like, I'm not coming in. I'm not bringing a crew of people. Look, I'm going to be the impetus. I'm going to be the thing that sets it. And then other people are going to want to come and be a part of it because I'm here and I'm doing that. Listen, when you tell me transfer portal, that's what I think the standard should be. I know that we have fed from the bottom of lineups, right? It has been, okay, we got a space filler. We got a role player. How many badasses come in the transfer portal? And I think we're hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, are going to see that level of transfer portal impact Pritchett offensively for Nebraska football. Like we need for him to have not only an all-conference season, but an all-American kind of season.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's the only way. And if you're not the standard of play, we did the hype thing about a quarterback that, helped you get above 500, but was he the best in the conference?
Yeah.
Was he an All-American status? No. So think of, the receiver that came through and went to play in the league for a bit 4 years ago.
I'm trying to think. So, I mean, Trey Palmer,
Trey
Samar
Palmer,
Toure.
right?
Yeah, there's a couple.
If you're not an LSU, hey, I've been a national champion, and then I'm coming to Nebraska to help elevate Nebraska. Think about that. Trey Palmer couldn't elevate the program to where it needed to be. Jordy Fromm has done that, and I think that's why she gets all the flowers.
And on top of that, Nebraska's staff has done a good job of finding supporting talent around her that's fit well. Through the portal.
Right?
Like we talk about the identification process and the ability to then take it a step further. Jesse Farrell, Hannah Core, all of them. All of them.
And I don't think you get any of them without Jordy.
No.
Right? You don't get any of them without Jordy. As good as Coach Ron Ravel is, and how good the staff is, and how great it is to play softball at the University of Nebraska. Lincoln, Jordy Fromm is the greatest recruiter that program has ever seen.
Your 2026 Collegiate Player of the Year, according to USA Volleyball, Jordy Fromm. There you go. So congrats to Jordy. She beat it out over a couple of other UCLA players. I think there was one more, also potentially Arkansas player. Their hitter, Bali, I believe, was a finalist for the award as well. All right, we close out the show. When we come back, get you ready for Lionheart Live on a Wednesday right after this.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly, or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, captioned telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
Looking for something fun tonight? Axe throwing, local beer, and great vibes are waiting at Arbor Axe House. From casual nights out to celebrations and team events, it all starts here. Reserve a lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot. In the afternoon high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and light winds, a low around 63. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies, be breezy and warm. In the afternoon high near 89. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet. And GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Coppell family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Coppell or at CoppellCars.com. All deals with approved credit.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Some people are looking to buy their very first home. Others are looking to build, and some are refinancing to make what they have work a little better. But the one thing they all need? A personal guide through the mortgage process. At Pinnacle Bank, our local lenders work closely with you to find the right kind of loan and the best rates possible. Because every path home deserves someone by your side. Find your lender today with Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has zero hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hi, Charlie Stone again, and Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln will be joining me shortly to talk about a milestone accomplishment at Honda of Lincoln. But before I talk to Andy, I'd like to add a comment of my own. I know you have a lot of choices when buying a new or pre-owned vehicle. It was just announced that Honda of Lincoln is once again the winner for the Lincoln's Choice Award for new car dealers. It's not easy to win that award because it's all based on the highest level of customer satisfaction. I think Honda of Lincoln really is your best choice. Now let's talk to Andy.
Thanks, Charlie, and thanks for your kind words.
Andy, tell us what it takes to win an award like this.
Will do, Charlie. It's about being customer focused. Our sales and service team have been with us for a long time, and every day, all they focus on is a 100% customer satisfaction. It's really that simple.
Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is growing right here in Lincoln. With our expanding campus and continued growth, we're hiring across a wide range of careers, from interns to experienced professionals. Join the team at Sandhills Global and build your career with competitive pay, great benefits, and real opportunities to grow. Visit sandhills.jobs to view openings and apply today. That's sandhills.jobs.
Every day, kids arrive at Cedars because they have nowhere else to turn. No safe place to sleep, no stable adult to rely on. Cedars is here because this community shows up. This Give to Lincoln Day, we need your support to be here for kids who have nowhere else to call home. Giving is open through Thursday. Please give to Cedars now at givetolincoln.com.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in one final time. Just a couple minutes left in the show here as we get you ready for Lionheart Live with Anthony Lionheart Smith and DP, as well as Bach in here running the show for those guys on the board. Don't forget, tomorrow is Give to Lincoln Day. We're going to be at Cedars starting off the day at 6 a.m., 66th and Pioneers all morning, early afternoon. We're there until 1 o'clock. And they'd appreciate your donation at givetolincoln.com on behalf of the Lincoln Community Foundation. In 2024, Cedars asked for your help to build something special, their activity center, which is now a real thing and a great space for kids, all because of you and your support. In the last year, Cedars served over 2,600 kids and families and provided over 121,000 nights of care. You can help Cedars keep Cedars going with your donation today, which you can do now, or you can wait until tomorrow at givetolincoln.com. Just make sure you click on Cedars. Don't forget, we'll be there 6 a.m. starting off the day for Give to Lincoln Day on your Thursday. DP, final thoughts as we get into, we're going to be spending time in Oklahoma City, obviously, starting Saturday. I'll be there tomorrow. You'll be meeting me on Saturday. Husker baseball, we didn't even get to talk about it, but here we are. You're a couple of games away from a super regional, and you start off with South Dakota State. You're the manager. Who throws game one?
My best.
Amen.
My best. The easiest, simplest path forward and up is to do what you have done at the best of your ability. I don't want to get behind the curve. I don't want to get in the loser's bracket. I just don't. And quite frankly, you may need pitchers 1 and 2 to get through game 1.
Yeah.
And I'm really okay with that.
Worry about day 2 on day 2.
Listen, some of the great coaching nightmares is that you decided that you could go, just ask some of those top seeds last year, some of those host teams who decided to rest their ace. And then you put your ace in a must-win situation in game 2. And guess what? You caught one.
I find it fascinating because, and this has no necessarily tie or connection to what you just said, but you saying, ask some of the top seeds of how this season's gone and stuff. Here's your 2025 College World Series field and where they're at right now heading into the postseason 2026. Arizona did not make the postseason. Arkansas is a 2 seed. Coastal Carolina is a 2 seed. Louisville missed the postseason. LSU is a case study that I cannot wait to learn how Jay Johnson still has a job, as he comes out and admits that he went and invested in the wrong things. They missed the postseason. Murray State missed the postseason. Oregon State is a 2 seed. The only team from the College World Series field last year that is a regional host this year, the UCLA Bruins.
And then I would ask as well, let's give flowers to the program. How many programs, how many universities are hosting both a regional and in softball and baseball?
Yeah.
How many are hosting a regional this weekend and playing in the College World Series for softball?
Yeah. That number starts to dwindle.
Hey, let's go, Huskers.
AD will be back on Friday. I will be joining AD from Oklahoma City on Friday as well. We're excited to get down there. Thanks to all of our friends for partnering us and bringing you Husker baseball regional coverage here in Lincoln, while DP and Jake will have you covered for the first couple of days of that as we start off our coverage tomorrow in Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series. Thanks to Rudy for joining me in hour number 1. Major thanks to DP joining me in hour number 2. Don't go anywhere. Lionheart Live is coming up next right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $199 per month for 36 months.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1008721. Previous service loaner, $199 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 10650 to assignee, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7626.
Hi, Charlie Stone again, and Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln will be joining me shortly to talk about a milestone accomplishment at Honda of Lincoln. But before I talk to Andy, I'd like to add a comment of my own. I know you have a lot of choices when buying a new or pre-owned vehicle. It was just announced that Honda of Lincoln is once again the winner for the Lincoln's Choice Award for new car dealers. It's not easy to win that award because it's all based on the highest level of customer satisfaction. I think Honda of Lincoln really is your best choice. Now let's talk to Andy.
Thanks, Charlie, and thanks for your kind words.
Andy, tell us what it takes to win an award like this.
Will do, Charlie. It's about being customer focused. Our sales and service team have been with us for a long time, and every day, all they focus on is 100% customer satisfaction. It's really that simple.
Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview